Welcome to the Association postgame presented by Caesars Sportsbook. I'm MJ Acosta-Ruiz, joined here in the LA studio alongside 13-year NBA veteran Q-Rich. Quentin Richardson is in the house, and two-time All-Star Isaiah Thomas. Hi, guys. Rare Monday night sighting for me.
Yeah.
But we've already been very lively here to start the week. I love it for me. All right, the Sixers beat Boston at TD Garden on Saturday to book their trip to Madison Square Garden tonight to face the Knicks. Both teams winners of 3 straight to close out their respective series. We'll have analysis, live post-game coverage from both teams. But let's start, of course, with the highlights, shall we? This is how it went down in New York. Half the celebrities in New York were at the Knicks game, the other half at the Met Gala. We love it. This is where the action was. Brunson, ready to go. Maxey has been killer for the Sixers. 2 big men hugging it up.
Gotta be on the interior.
Truly. Now, there's playoff PG.
More. Need more of this.
Team high 17.
Put that out there. He ain't got much longer.
Holding on to him.
Way back here.
I get it. Spike.
Good Spike.
I was just asking. My God. Teams ever with consecutive 30-point playoff wins. New York shot 63.1% from the field, the best shooting performance in Knicks playoff history.
A lot to a little.
Here's Jaylen Brunson after the game.
All right, Jaylen, I don't know if you're feeling deja vu, but another night of just...
We will need to revisit the math with Jaylen later, but I got what he's saying. Stay focused on the bigger picture. For sure. All right, so the Knicks have won 4 straight games by 15 points or more, becoming just the 6th team in NBA playoff history to do this. The record is 5 straight by the Lakers. That was over 40 years ago. Not my whole lifetime. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's insane.
All right, so Brunson finishes with 35 after notching 27 first half points. You noted that there was a shift before the show with JB's approach to being sort of that set the tone guy as a scorer. What is it that you've been seeing from him?
I think ever since the middle of last series, he's been super aggressive to score the ball, and they've made plays through Cat. More necessarily not going through Brunson to get others involved. And I think that's made them more dynamic than ever, where he's just strictly focused on being aggressive, getting in the paint, making plays for himself, and then later in the game it opens up. But Cat is like the guy that's making the plays from the top of the key. And I think it's allowing Brunson to just solely focus on scoring and being super aggressive for them to be successful.
Brunson has just been the captain, the leader of the squad, the guy who has literally, on a lot of nights, put the team on his back. And the Knicks shot lights out in this one, Q. A franchise best in a playoff game, 63.1% from the field. What did you see game plan-wise from them to really knock down shots at that level?
Yeah, I like what they, like Isaiah said, I like what they've been doing, like kind of playing Cat at that top of the key, letting him kind of play like the Joker role where everybody else can be more aggressive and he's kind of situating everything and facilitating for guys, so that takes kind of like that job and that role out of Brunson's hand. He doesn't have to be the sole facilitator or the guy looking to get guys the ball, because when they play it with Cat Anthony Towns, as you see right there at that top of the key, he can kind of make every play. He's a big, he's very skilled, can shoot the ball, can make passes, can see over the defense, and he's doing a great job of getting everybody involved, so that allows everybody else to be a little bit more aggressive.
And while Cat did finish 17 on 7 of 11 with 17, 7 of 11 from the field in game 1. That's a lot of numbers, y'all. You know, my just can't take that too much. His matchup against Philly, an interesting one there.
It is, and I think it's personal between those guys, but, you know, he did what he was supposed to do game 1. Karl Anthony Towns has been playing amazing since the middle of last series, and I think with them playing through him and allowing him to be aggressive and make plays for others, it's shown a whole nother dynamic with the Knicks, because they haven't done that all season long. It's kind of been through Brunson, first, second, third option. Now they're allowing him to just strictly focus on scoring, and Cat can kind of get others involved with being able to see at the top of the key and also being a real threat with his shooting ability, being able to stretch the floor.
All right, let's get you out to the post-game podium. Nick Nurse is at the podium right now.
Or exhaustion or anything like that, but if you just honestly look at the game, you guys seem tired.
All right, so it was a slow start to the series for both Maxey and Embiid, who finished a combined 6 for 20 from the field and 0 for 5 from 3. What does the focus have to be for those two heading into Game 2, Q?
It's got to be more, a lot more. I expected Joel Embiid to be the X factor and the most unguardable player in this series, and for him to not be featured the way that he was not featured today was a huge surprise.
Tired. It's like, this is what it is. This is playoff basketball, and we just have to get better. But it does play a role for sure, so we can't discount that as well for this Philly squad that's been playing on all cylinders throughout the postseason so far. So if you're Philly right now, IT, what is the priority as you focus on Wednesday's Game 2?
Get rest.
Please.
Yeah,
go to bed.
Get as much rest as they can and recover. Like Coach said, there's no excuses, but it's real. Like they went through a 7-game series, which was physical. It was a tough Game 7 as well. So you expected the Knicks to come out with energy and to play like they did. I think Game 2, it would be settled down a little more. Hopefully those guys are rested up and they can give a better effort. But you can't have excuses, but like that's a good one if you do. Because they were, you seen it, they were a step slow on both sides of the floor. VJ and Maxey didn't have that spark that they had against the Boston Celtics, and that was the reason why they got blown out tonight.
Yeah, I know we see, and I'm going to put you guys out on the court doing superhero type things, but they're still human, guys. Yes. Still human, just super great abilities.
More.
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 No, you don't want to hear it, Q.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Like, I thought it would be a different story. You know, I didn't think it was going to be 137-98. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
That is.
Surprising, for sure.
It was surprising, but you got all factors like that. That 7-game series was tough, Q.
137-98 is tough, Isaiah. That is not acceptable.
It's not. So they move on. They're not going to talk too much about that loss.
No.
You think Boston would have lost this bad tonight?
No.
Okay.
We'll never know. All right, we'll have more live reactions from this Game 1 blowout at the Garden. Stick around here with us on the Association post-game. Don't go anywhere. The Association post-game, and yeah, we're getting into it all. But let's start with the dude who has really been flexing on everybody, especially in the postseason, OG Anunoby. He had a huge round 1, averaging 22 points, 9 boards, and 2 steals, while shooting 57% from 3. He finishes with 18 in Game 1. IT, what are you liking in the level up that we've seen from him in the playoffs?
A little bit of everything. He's like getting his hands into everything. He's not just playing well offensively. You know what he brings defensively. Yeah. Like he guards multiple positions, but he's knocking down his jump shot too. So when he's able to knock down his jump shot, it opens up everything else in his game, and I think it eases his mind and makes him able to do all the other things at a high level and more consistently. And that's what he's been doing all round 1. And then Game 1, he picked up where he left off from the Atlanta Hawks series.
Yeah. Q, you said his name was nasty. His game was. I'm guessing that was a compliment.
Absolutely. He's been basically the X factor for them. He's been Mr. Do-It-All, whether it's defense, scoring, shooting threes, slashing to the basket. He's been available for whatever they need him to do, and you got to love and respect that for OG.
And he's one of those guys that is not the one who pulls the attention necessarily, because everybody's going after Kat and Jaylen, but you can't leave him open. You can't leave him alone. He will make you look silly.
Especially now, like he's really hitting that at a high clip, and when he does that, I think it just opens it up for everybody else on the Knicks.
No question. This has been. I was very excited when this ended up being the second round series, because I think the Knicks, even though they've had their inconsistencies, are still one of the most exciting teams to watch. Came into this year with a massive chip on their shoulders. And then Philly has all this youth, all this energy, all this speed. I was looking for this clash of the Titans. We didn't see it in Game 1. I wasn't expecting to you guys' point, after a strenuous 7-game series previously for the Sixers. But what are you expecting for the rest of the series, Q?
I expect them to show up better than this. I didn't expect a 40-point game tonight. Like, sure. I get it. They're coming off a hard-fought series against the Celtics and all of that, but I expect the Sixers to be more formidable. I expect them to feature Embiid more, and as well as Maxey. If I'm Maxey, he's got to go. To me, in my opinion, he's got to go all out against Brunson. To me, he's got to win that matchup. He's got to. I get it.
He played well today, but obviously the game was out of control early. But usually when he plays well and those other two guys, and Embiid and Maxey, do what they're supposed to do, it's always a big if. But when they do that, like, they're a tough team to stop. So if they decide to play well in game 2, I think it would be a different story.
Yeah, I think it will be competitive to the level that we're expecting and have been accustomed to for this season, too. Now, a couple of the Nova Knicks came to play tonight with Josh Hart stuffing the stat sheet and Mikal Bridges finishing with 17. How important are those two guys going forward for the Knicks, Q?
Extremely. I mean, like you say, like that's the part of the core unit that they depend on to play defense, to do different things to keep them going. It's Philly's job to disrupt that. I mean, they got formidable guys in Oubre, like he said, PG, Edgecombe. They got to go out there, and I got to believe this was Anthony Towns was fighting a couple of years ago, and we saw no resemblance of that. So I'm expecting to see a different team game 2.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of chippiness, understatement, this series. I want to take you to the podium where Mike Brown is on the mic.